Hey, feels right. Feels right, man.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Man, the Las Vegas Raiders lost to the Carolina Panthers in Week 3. How did they lose to them fleas? Looks like the Raiders are back on the flea list after upsetting the Baltimore Ravens in Week 2. But really, how can they lose to the Panthers? Well, we can start at the quarterback position. Bryce Young is still learning, and Andy Dalton has been a marquee player in this league before, so he made all the difference in the world. They actually have some good players over there, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do if Dalton can keep it up. Meanwhile, the Raiders had Gardner Minshew at quarterback, and he's not as good as Dalton. He's not as good as a lot of quarterbacks. In Week 3, he was to the Raiders what Young was to the Panthers when he was playing. He's erratic, and that erraticism caused the Raiders big time against the Panthers. Don't blame the offensive line either. They don't run block well, but they protect the passer pretty well. Most of the sacks and pressures on Minshew were on Minshew himself. He really cost the Raiders in that game. Head coach Antonio Pierce recently said he's sticking with them, so he has to get better. He has the weapons to get things done. He has Devontae Adams, a true number one receiver. He has first round pick Brock Bowers, a freak athlete matchup nightmare tight end. He has speedster Trey Tucker. He finally got him going in Week 3. He has Jacoby Myers, who's not dynamic, but he's super reliable. And he has Zamir White in the backfield. He just needs some blocking. Now, Minshew does have his moments throwing to his weapons. He doesn't have the biggest arm, but he does throw a good deep ball. And when he keeps his eyes downfield, he can make some plays throwing the ball on the run or scrambling. But again, he's erratic. His accuracy isn't consistent. And sometimes that inconsistent accuracy costs the Raiders. He also doesn't see the field consistently, which also costs the Raiders. Alright, he needs to throw this ball to tight end Michael Mayer. He has the linebacker walled off. He might even have a touchdown, but Minshew runs it. This is going to be a first down, and they score on this drive, so it didn't cost them. And now here you think Minshew did a hell of a job getting the ball to Alexander Madison. And Madison, well, he gets a big chunk after the catch. But let me show you what he could have done from another angle on this play. See that? If he throws this ball here, he has a chunky yardage, a first down, and no pressure on him. But Minshew brings the pressure on himself and barely gets it to Madison. That ended up being a good play, so it didn't cost the Raiders. Now here he's going to cost the Raiders. Alright, he slides up in the pocket, and if he keeps his eyes downfield, he can find a target to throw to. But nope, he has his eyes down on the rush. If your eyes are on the rush, you can't find a target downfield, so he has no choice but to run. Now let's look at what he could have done if he kept his eyes downfield. He had Trey Tucker on the comeback here. He had already climbed the pocket a little bit, and there's no one else around him. There's no excuse to get this man the football. But since he has his eyes on the rush, he doesn't see him, so he has to run. That cost the Raiders because he came up short of the first down, setting up a 4th and 1, and this is what happened. If Minshew would have seen Tucker on the comeback, they would have converted on 3rd down, and this would have never happened. Here Minshew cost the Raiders a potential big play. Alright, here we go again. He has his eyes down on the rush. All he had to do on this play was keep his eyes down the field and slide forward with both feet. That's not what he does though. He has his eyes on the rush and he's going to try to run. And he ends up having to throw this one away. And this is what he could have done from the other view. If Minshew would have just slid up in the pocket and kept his eyes downfield, he would have seen Trey Tucker breaking open D. Instead, he dropped his eyes to look at the rush. Then he tried to run and threw the ball away. Alright, watch this. Now look at this. This is a clean pocket. They don't get any better than this. But for some reason, he drops his eyes and looks to escape. Can anyone tell me why a quarterback would want to leave a clean pocket? And then he goes back, seemingly to start over, but it's too late. He already has his eyes down on the rush. If he can do all that in the pocket, he could have kept his eyes down the field and found the target by now. But Minshew kept his eyes down on the rush, and that's what got him sacked. Alright, let's look at what he could have done on that play from the other angle. Oh yes, tight end Michael Mayer running open down the field. Could the safety have gotten there? Yes. But you gotta throw that one up and give Mayer a chance to make a play for you on that. But Minshew's eyes were on the rush anyway, so forget about it. Alright, let's check this one out. The ball needs to come out now here. He has room to step into it, but he doesn't throw it. Now there he goes again, eyes down on the rush. He could have got it to Amir Abdullah for a few yards there too. The linebacker's right behind him, but Abdullah's in position to catch the ball for a handful of yards. That beats the you know what out of taking a sack, right? Well, that's what Minshew does, take the sack. Alright, now we're going to take a look at this from another view. Look at that, we got a quick drop and short routes. The ball needs to come out quickly. There's no reason not to. As soon as Minshew gets to the top of his route, Bowers is breaking open on the end cut. Alright, he doesn't like that, so he progresses over to Davante Adams on the other side of the field, breaking open on a deeper route. If Minshew goes ahead and throws that ball right now, he has a nice chunk of yardage on this play. He's looking in that direction. Does he really not see Adams? I guess he didn't. As you saw there, Minshew is really costing the Raiders, and at least for now, they're going to stick with him. He's turned the ball over 4 times already this season, having thrown an interception in all 3 games. I've only seen him play 1 good quarter of football this year, so it makes me wonder, how much further should Pierce go with them? I guess more importantly, how much further will he go with Minshew? Does he go to O'Connell? Do you think O'Connell's a noticeably better option than Minshew? Should the Raiders look to make a trade? They have to do something if this continues. We're only going into week 4, but you don't want to wait too long to make a move, do you? Thank you for watching. See you next time.